Alrighty, so today I'm going to be watercolor painting a monster who is reaching the gates of heaven. The monster was just walking around one day, and he got he got I'm sorry, y'all. I'm struggling to talk a little bit right now. This story is 100% true, and it's just so sad. I'm kind of tearing up right now. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. But the monster, he was just walking around one day minding his own business kind of thing, and the monster, he lived his life to the fullest. He always tried to be very considerate of others and everything like that kind of thing. Never hurt a soul kind of thing. He never committed any major humanitarian crimes. He never hired child labor as part of his workforce or anything like that kind of thing. And I mean, like, he could have totally done that. He's a monster after all, but he didn't want to live life like other more evil monsters might have. He kind of wanted to live a good life, and he just kind of wanted to chill kind of thing and enjoy it. But one day, as he was just walking through the forest, he had birds all over his arms and everything like that kind of thing. He was just kind of chilling, you know what I'm saying? He's like this. He was. I'm like, this guy. This monster. He was like the Snow White of monsters kind of thing. Everybody loved him. But this random guy who had never seen before just walked up on him. I think the guy, oh man, if I remember correctly, I heard that the guy was hiking or something like that kind of thing, and he was just hiking through the monster's territory. And the monster, he ain't got no issue with that kind of thing. As long as you don't disrespect the monster or his area, he ain't got no issue with you. And even if you do kind of thing, all he's gonna do is just tell you to, hey, not come back kind of thing. But if you do come back, he's gonna be like, hey, don't come back. He's not ever gonna be violent or anything like that kind of thing. This monster, he was a pacifist kind of thing. He really was a truly good person. But this guy who was hiking, he just got really spooked by the monster's appearance. I mean, like, it's a monster after all kind of thing. And I mean, like, he just pulled out he had a revolver on him, just in case he ran into any bears or anything like that kind of thing, 357 Magnum. And he just capped the monster right there. He just capped the monster right there. And so today I am going to be watercolor painting the end of that very sad story. I'm going to be watercolor painting the monster reaching the gates of heaven. That is the plan, at least. Very sad story. I know I'm tearing up right now, kind of thing. I'm tearing up right now. I know some of y'all might be tearing up as well. It's a very sad story, and that's what I'm going to be watercolor painting today. There's going to be no background because my vision of the gates of heaven for this monster are simply that he's walking through sort of an empty area kind of thing. There's nothing going on. The lighting is so even from all sides that there's no shadow either. It's just going to be the monster just kind of walking through the nothingness to the gates of heaven. That is kind of what's going on in today's video. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I do think, without further ado, though, before I go ahead and actually start watercolor painting the monster who is just kind of wandering around kind of thing, I should probably go ahead and actually just sketch him up real quick. I am going to be sketching the monster with my pencil Graph Gear 500 mechanical pencil, and I am going to be watercolor painting today with my Winsor & Newton mobile watercolor set that I have right here, and I am going to be actually watercolor painting the watercolor paint on the paper with my Creative Mark Fundamentals cheapest brushes I could find. And I am going to be, after I watercolor paint and after I sketch the monster, I'm then going to be going over all the lines that I want to go over with my Uniball Signo pen. But I do think, without further ado, it is probably time for me to go ahead and actually start sketching up the monster. It's nothing really super complex. The monster, he's a pretty basic guy kind of thing. There's not really any particularly super interesting details or anything like that kind of thing. But I mean, like, he's just a monster that kind of likes to chill kind of thing. And that's how I'm going to draw him kind of thing. I'm going to try to draw him in a positive light, of course. And so there we go. There's his head, you know what I'm saying? And let's go ahead and draw his legs now, and just like that. And let's go ahead and do the second leg just like that. And let's go ahead and do one of his arms, you know what I'm saying? He's got some very long arms for having lots of birds on his arms, you know what I'm saying? He just reaches his arm up kind of thing, and he can have lots of birds on his arms. But I mean, like, he's kind of sad right now, of course. So his arms are just hanging down, kind of thing, because I'm like, he just got capped, kind of thing, with a 357 Magnum. I mean, like, that's not a good day for anybody, kind of thing. That's not a good day for anybody. I did just mess up this line real quick. I can't believe me doing a disrespect to the monster, you know what I'm saying? But I am just gonna go ahead and fix that. Because I want to make sure that this watercolor painting is perfect. I use my Tombow Mononoke 3.8 to fix that line. I'm going to go ahead and bring that line back down, and I'm just going to go ahead and bring that back a little bit. And I'm just going to go ahead and just have it like that kind of thing. He's just kind of wondering what's going on right now. That's kind of what he's doing right now. He's just kind of wondering what's going on. He's trying to figure it out, kind of thing. The last thing he remembers is getting capped by, I mean, like a 357 Magnum kind of thing. And I mean, like, now he's here. Now he's here, and he's kind of like, what is going on, bro? What is going on? Honestly, I would be having the same reaction. I think next up I need to go ahead and draw his face, though. I'm going to go ahead and I think draw his nose first. I think I just want to do a nose like that. I'm going to go ahead and do an eye like that and an eye like that, I think. Just like that kind of thing. I'm thinking that's pretty good. I don't really think there's any other details I want to add. Maybe some like little lines right here. He's not particularly stressed. He's just, this monster doesn't really stress very much or anything like that kind of thing. But I mean, like, he is older. He lived a good life kind of thing. He did live a good life, so maybe those are just age lines or something like that kind of thing instead. And I think that's all of the details I wanted to do for the face. So now it is time for me to go ahead and actually get to watercolor painting. Now his he doesn't, like, monsters are kind of just like monsters kind of thing. They don't really have like colors to them or anything like that kind of thing. So this is just kind of my sort of creative, this is just sort of my creative, I guess, choice on what to kind of watercolor paint him as. Do I want to use a lighter color, or do I want to use a darker, more somber color? I'm thinking I want to use a darker, more somber color. I think I'll go for the most somber of them all. I think I'll go for black, in all honesty. But this is kind of just my creative, I guess, sort of interpretation. Monsters, it's kind of a color you can't really replicate in real life, kind of thing. And so this is kind of just my creative, I guess, just kind of I just have my own choice of what I want to do color-wise here, kind of thing, because I can't really recreate the color of him in real life and in this watercolor painting. So I'm not even going to try to. It would just be a disrespect to him if I messed up. So I'm going to kind of do some little creative just ideas here and everything. I'm just going to take like some little creative liberties, I think is the right way of putting it. Now let's just go ahead and get my brush a little bit wet, and now let's go ahead and get some black on there, and I'm just going to go ahead and go like that, and I'm just going to go ahead and just start layering that all on just like that kind of thing. I think I'm going to do 1 or 2 layers, nothing too extreme. I don't want him to be super dark or anything like that kind of thing. I'm going to try not to get any watercolor paint in his eyes. Over his eyebrows is perfectly fine though, just like that. I'm going to try to go ahead and just get everything. I don't want the bottom of him to be darker either, and I don't really want that texture on there that was on there just a moment ago. So I'm going to try to clean all that up very quickly before it dries and before I can't anymore. So let's just go ahead and clean all of that up. Got a little bit in his eye, but that's okay. You know what I'm saying? That's okay. Just give some personality to the drawing. And for all I know, that might have been how he looked in real life and everything like that kind of thing. Let's go ahead and just do all of that. I'm going to go ahead and just add a couple more lines right here. But I think just the one flat base color should do it, in all honesty. I don't really think there's anything else I want to do. I think just the one flat base color looks pretty good. Just like that kind of thing. Just going to go ahead and just continue going over just a little bit more kind of thing. Just go over a little bit like that. Just a little bit like that kind of thing. Just like that, y'all. Just like that. There we go. And I think that's pretty good as it is. Honestly, there's no more watercolor painting needed. No more watercolor painting needed at all. So I'm going to go ahead and just put my brush down real quick, and I'm going to go ahead and just leave my watercolor set there. And I think now, without further ado, it is now time for me to go ahead and use my Uniball Signo to go ahead and, well, finish up this drawing right here by going over all of the lines and just making them a little bit darker and kind of just finishing up this drawing, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to go ahead and first off, I suppose I should probably start left so I don't smear everything by accident. That would be a huge disrespect to this guy. Like, he was a great guy after all. I don't want to disrespect him. If I was, let's say, watercolor painting Mao Zedong or Lenin or Stalin or I don't know, anybody else like that kind of thing, I would not mind smearing because I'd be like, you know what, they deserve the disrespect kind of thing. But I don't think this guy really deserves it kind of thing. I don't think this guy really deserves it. He was just kind of chilling his whole life, never hurt anybody kind of thing. He was a great person. He was a great person. He always, whenever he was at the fast food restaurant kind of thing, he always, and whenever they asked him, hey, do you want to round up to donate to a children's foundation for like what is it, for like a cancer treatment or something like that kind of thing. I mean, like, I always say no kind of thing. I'm like, no, I'm like, I don't care kind of thing. Let them get cancer. But I mean, like, he, on the other hand, he was always like, you know what? Yeah, I'll donate that dollar kind of thing. He was like, round that up, round that up. I want these guys to live kind of thing. And he was actually considered to be, I mean, like, a really, really, really good person in the community. And then one day he's just capped kind of thing. One day he's just capped. And since he's a monster as well, the guy, I mean, like, the guy who capped him is not going to be facing any punishment or anything like that. It really, really, really is a very, very, very messed up scenario, I ain't gonna lie. It really, really, really is. Let's just go ahead and continue coming down like this, though. There we go. Let's go ahead and do this arm now. And let's go ahead and start working around the his head. And I'm just going to go and do the nose now, and I'm going to go and do the mouth. He's just kind of confused, just kind of wondering what's going on kind of thing. As said, the last thing he remembers is getting capped by 357 Magnum, so he's like, what the hell is going on kind of thing. I think this is, I think he's one of the people that always thought that after death it was just nothing. Nothing, you die and you die kind of thing, but here he is being proved wrong. Now, I don't want to argue with anybody or anything like that kind of thing, saying what death is or what death isn't. This is just what happens. This is just what happened to this guy kind of thing, and it's my own personal assumption that this is what happened to him. I really don't know actually what happened to him. Of course, I'm not somebody who knows what I'm talking about when it comes to life and death and all that sort of stuff, but this is what happened to him in my personal interpretation, because he really did deserve to have the best afterlife he possibly could, in all honesty. Really, just a great guy who got completely messed over, not only because he was born a monster, literally, but also just because he just got messed over kind of thing. He got capped, and it really is messed up. But, I mean, like, I do suppose, who knows how he would have turned out if he wasn't born a monster. Maybe if he was born a human, maybe he would have really become a true monster, because, honestly, a monster really isn't a monster unless they're doing monstrous things. Let's say monsters throughout history. Let's take a look at, I don't know, Hitler. Let's take a look at Lenin. Let's take a, well, not so, I guess, did Lenin really commit any war crimes besides killing the entire Russian royal family? I don't know. I don't know. Did he do that either? I don't really know. I should really read up on my history. But let's say Stalin on the other hand. Stalin's monster. Mao Zedong, monster. Pol Pot, monster. I should probably read up on my early Russian history a little bit more, though. I know a decent amount about World War II and whatnot with the Russian war crimes, and know a little bit about the what's that? Pol Pot is that Burmese? Burma? No, it's not Burma. It's what is it? Thailand? Ooh, I can't remember. Where was Pol Pot? Pol Pot was messed up though. Because, I mean, like, when you look at, like, deaths throughout history, it's like, all right, first up, we got, of course, like, individual people that caused death. Of course, we got Genghis Khan kind of thing. And then we got Stalin, and then we got Hitler. And then we got Mao. Oh, no. It's Genghis Khan, Mao Zedong, Stalin, Hitler, Pol Pot. Something along those lines. Something along those lines, I ain't gonna lie. It really is messed up. And, I mean, like, yeah, no, honestly, like, this guy, those the people I just listed, those are true monsters. This guy is more human than a lot of us, and that really is why it's just so messed up. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Glad to be able to bring out all of his glory in this drawing today. And this is how he looked in real life. This is a super realistic drawing. This is not me making him out to be a cartoon character. If I was drawing him as a cartoon character, that would be kind of disrespectful. I'd be doing a caricature of him. I don't think I'm pronouncing that right, but I'd be doing a caricature. I don't know how to pronounce it. I would be doing a cartoon of him, and that would be disrespectful, right? And thankfully, I'm not. Thankfully, I'm not. This is a realistic drawing of him. This is how he looked in real life, and I'm very glad to be able to show off his glory to the entire world, that is for sure. I think I'm just going to do one more line going around here. Just going to do one more layer on the on his head, and that's going to be it. And in my head, at least, I kind of have him wondering where he is. So I think I want the viewer of this piece right here to know that he's trying to figure out where he is. So I'm going to go ahead and just state that. Where am I? Now, I highly recommend y'all go check out my website, link in bio. There's a GoFundMe for this guy's family down there. And I highly recommend y'all go check out my website. There's definitely a GoFundMe for this monster's family down there for funeral expenses and for all that other sort of stuff. Go check it out. Go support them. Buy a t-shirt. I haven't worked out the details yet, but who knows? Maybe the t-shirts I have on my website maybe some of the profits for a limited time will go to supporting his family or something like that kind of thing. As I said, I haven't worked out the details yet, but I am very glad to have drawn him in today's video. What he went through is something that nobody should have to go through. And it really is messed up, I ain't gonna lie. It really is messed up. And I'm glad to be able to portray him in a positive light in today's video, especially since he just got done so dirty. You know what I'm saying? He really did just get done so dirty. I really do hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. If you guys have enjoyed watching this video, where I watercolor painted a monster reaching the gates of heaven, wandering through the nothingness after getting sadly capped by a 357 Magnum Smith & Wesson. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, of course, please make sure to like and subscribe for more content. I have my Instagram, my book, my merch, my P.O. box, my main channel, all in the description down below. Go. I'm so sorry, y'all. This is hard. This is hard. this is hard. This is a hard video for me to make. I had a lot of respect for this guy. I really did. But go check out my Instagram, my website, my book, my merch, all of that in the comments down below, all of that in the description down below. I'm very glad to be able to portray him in a piece of art. And I really do hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. And as said, if you guys would like to, please go check out the GoFundMe in the description down below on my website. Go check it out and go buy a t-shirt. Of course, some proceeds go to his family for funeral expenses. But yeah, no, thank you very much for watching, y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed, and until the next one, stay safe and peace and have a great one. Yes, sir, you know what I'm saying?